Police officers standing watch on a Queen Street corner had to dodge bullets tonight after somebody opened fire near them, sending innocent people running. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kaidi Tong. This happened earlier this evening in the Arvern section. Pix 11 reporter Steve Kuj is live for us right now on the scene with the very latest on this developing story. Steve, was anybody hurt?
From what we've been told right now, Kaidi, there are no injuries out here, although there were plenty of close calls. Both officers that were involved in this shooting were not hit. However, listen to this. One officer had to be taken to the hospital because they had possibly some hearing damage. That is how close this gunfire was taking place to them. As you can tell by all these lights flashing behind me, this is still an incredibly active investigation. Here's what happened. According to investigators, we had two officers that were standing right over here near this wall of this building, this gray wall. There's also a small police vehicle right there. That is what they were standing next to when somebody either drove up or walked up with a gun and started shooting very close to these officers. Interestingly, the NYPD is telling us they do not believe that these officers were the intended targets of this particular shooting. Let's jump over to the video so you can see just some other shots and angles from this scene. The shooting took place this evening around 5:15 p.m. in the Queens community of Arvern. We're just a couple of blocks away from Rockaway Beach, to put that into perspective for you. Officials tell us these officers were standing at the corner of Beach 66th Street and Beach Channel Drive, right across the street from a children's playground. So yeah, a lot of innocent people around here. The officers, they were alone, they were by themselves, apparently just standing, and that's when someone shot towards their direction, very close to them. It's unclear whether or not those officers returned fire at the gunman. Some people tell us they did, others just haven't confirmed it yet. Now, how somebody that's about to commit a crime, a very serious crime, would carry it out next to two uniformed officers standing next to a police vehicle, that's a mystery, but it's possibly what happened, because again, the NYPD tells us they do not believe that these officers were the intended targets of this shooter or the shooters. Currently, we have very little information about this suspect. We don't know whether or not the shooter was on foot or driving when they fired their gun. At one point, though, tonight, Kaidi, I can tell you, we saw a few dozen officers rapidly jump into their vehicles and race away from this particular crime scene. We're told they might have gotten a tip that the shooter was located, and they were going to back up their fellow officers. Still waiting to hear about what happened with that situation. That was just a couple of hours ago. Back out here live at the scene. As you might imagine, there is still a lot of information we are trying to gather so we can inform everybody watching at home, and of course everybody in this community. A lot of people have questions. We're trying to get those answered for you. So please stick with Pix 11 and Pix11.com for the very latest. Kaidi, let me throw it back to you for now.